Dr. Abha Majumdar to share her thoughts about the agenda which kind of set by the Honorable Governor, that how we are going to address the problem of awareness, accessibility, and affordability of IVF, which has we heard the word glamorized, highly glamorized aspect of medical I think science which has been glamorized, and people do see it sometimes not as a essential but as a luxury. How we can change this perspective, and what are your opinion on taking the IVF and the fertility care to the masses? Dr. Abha Majumdar. Dr. Majumdar, you are on mute.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. What I feel is that already, in the last 30 years, since 78, now we've reached to 2020-21. There has been a lot of awareness which has been spread by social media, newspapers, news channels, everywhere. But as far as de-glamorization is concerned, this is very, very important that we reach this message. And I think the way awareness was spread for the corona vaccination or for the corona protocol, distance yourself, wear a mask, wash your hand. For the vaccination, it is a must, save yourselves. I think some type of program like that, if it is taken up for the masses, a news clip on the phones or on the television, which probably 90% of people today in India have, this message will reach them. But then before reaching this message, we have to de-glamorize IVF. We have to bring the cost down. I have seen in my hospital where we have to do 20% of work free of cost. And out of that, 2 services, that is IVF and plastic surgery, is not free of cost, but it is at a very subsidized rate for a subset of people. So the same facility, the same doctor, the same drugs, everything is used, but the cost is partially borne by the hospital and the doctors. They take a very small amount of money for the services they render. The hospital takes bare minimum just to, break even with what he's spending. And the patient pays almost 50% of what cost a private patient pays. Private patient pays, along with medicines, 1.5 lakhs to 1.75 lakhs. Another important thing is drugs. And since this is being sponsored by a drug company, I understand that already they are giving it at a much lower cost to most of the IVF centers, clinicians, institutions. We need to make a mass change in our attitude. We have to take maybe 10% extra to bear with all the cost of, dealing with the drug, and give it to the patient at that cost. It is sad to see that, it is still being sold at MRP, only because that makes it very valid that, the drug is being given at a price which is written, but then the profit ranges to more than 50% or sometimes 100%. So this is one thing which I want the drug companies to do, that, if you make the selling price to doctors very little, then please make the MRP also lower, so that the MRP is just about 10, 15, 20% to take care of a small profit and the, taking care of the selling also. And this idea I've given to many companies many times, but they say it need to come from all doctors, because this is the only benefit we can give them who are running IVF centers. But in any case, I think this is one request to the companies, and as hospitals, we can always share our profit with those 20-25% people who don't have enough money. And ours has a general OPD, so we have that population attending us. But then for the masses, once we have centers like Ayushman Bharat, suppose it comes under the scheme of Ayushman Bharat, then everybody, even private centers, will be able to take up these patients. And there would be no difference in the quality of clinicians or the quality of lab. It would be the best thing happening to IVF if it can come under a national scheme at a subsidized rate, and the companies could provide drugs at a much lower cost.
Thank you so much, Dr. Majumdar. And I think very important suggestion you have made. And